Happy and blessed evening, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm Renu A. So today, എല്ലാ പ്രാവശ്യത്തെക്കാട്ടിലും കുറച്ച് ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പാറ്റേൺ ആണ് ഞങ്ങൾ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. This time, more or less, if you have any query regarding post-landing job, how to get government job, how to migrate, അത് ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി ഉണ്ടാവും. ആ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എപ്പോഴും ഉള്ളതാണ്. അതിന്റെ ഒപ്പം തന്നെ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള എന്ത് ക്വയറീസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ Q&A ഇട്ട് തുടങ്ങാം. സോ ബെറ്റർ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്ത് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും റിലേറ്റഡ് ടു ജോബ്, മൈഗ്രേഷൻ, എനി കൺട്രി, പ്ലീസ് ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾ Q&A ചോദിക്കുക. ഏജ്, എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ, എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് മസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഇടുക. മാരീഡ് ഓർ സിംഗിൾ ആണോ എന്ന് ഇടുക. എന്താണ് ക്വയറി? റിലേറ്റഡ് ടു ജോബ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് എഴുതുക. റിലേറ്റഡ് ടു മൈഗ്രേഷൻ ആണെങ്കിൽ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് എഴുതുക. സോ അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള ആൻസർ തരാൻ പറ്റും. അവർ എക്സ്പേർട്ട് ടീം വിൽ ഗീവ് യു ദ റൈറ്റ് സജഷൻസ് ആൻഡ് സൊല്യൂഷൻസ് ടു ഹെൽപ്പ് യു മൂവ് ഫോർവേഡ്. വെൻ വി ഹാവ് എ സിസ്റ്റം, ആ സിസ്റ്റത്തിലൂടെ കയറി ഇറങ്ങുമ്പോൾ കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സ്കോപ്പ് ഓഫ് വർക്ക് അവിടെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവാനുള്ള ചാൻസ് ലീസ്റ്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. അതിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന സിസ്റ്റമാണ് 5310. ഒരു ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ വന്നാൽ 5 ലെവൽ വെരിഫൈ ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം മാത്രം ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകാൻ പാടുള്ളൂ. ആക്ച്വലി ഇപ്പോൾ വെരിഫിക്കേഷൻ 7 ലെവൽ ആയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഞങ്ങൾ 2 ലെവലും കൂടി കൂട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അത് ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഇന്റേണൽ ഒരു പ്രോസസ് ആണ്. 5 ലെവൽ ദാറ്റ്സ് ഫോർ ക്ലയന്റ്, ബട്ട് 2 ലെവൽ ഫോർ us പ്ലസ് 2 7 ലെവൽ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ. 3 കേസ് ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് എങ്കിലും നിങ്ങളുടെ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ പ്രോസസ് അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കണം. ഒരാൾക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും കാരണവശാൽ, ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീങ്സ് ആണ്, വി കാൺ പ്രെഡിക്റ്റ് എനി വൺ, റൈറ്റ്? നാളെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു എമർജൻസി പേഴ്സണൽ കാര്യം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവർ വരാതിരുന്നാലും നിങ്ങളുടെ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ അതൊരു പ്രോബ്ലം ഉണ്ടാവുകയില്ല. ഒരു പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് കോൺടാക്റ്റിലൂടെ മാത്രമേ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ മുന്നോട്ട് പോവുകയുള്ളൂ. ദ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ടു എൻഡ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരാളുമായിട്ട് കണക്ഷൻ ആയിരിക്കും. ആ 3 പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് കോൺടാക്റ്റിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ കേസ് അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്ന ആരെങ്കിലും ഒരാളായിരിക്കും ഇദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ആബ്സെൻസിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ ഹാൻഡിൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് 0 വറീസ് ആൻഡ് എറേഴ്സ് ആണ്. വി വോണ്ട് ദാറ്റ് വിസ ടാർഗറ്റ്. സോ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ടാർഗറ്റ് ആണ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ ലക്ഷ്യം. വിസ സ്റ്റാമ്പ് ചെയ്ത് കിട്ടുന്ന ഞങ്ങളുടെ ടാർഗറ്റ്. അതാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ 5310 കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. ആശിഷ് മാത്യൂസ് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആശിഷ് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തു എന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. ഓസ്ട്രേലിയൻ ഇന്ത്യൻ ടൈം തമ്മിലുള്ള അദ്ദേഹം ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന് ആളിവിടെ ഉണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ. സോ അദ്ദേഹം പോസ്റ്റ് അറൈവൽ സർവീസ് ഹെഡ് ആണ് ഫ്രം ഓസ്ട്രേലിയ. അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു സീനിയർ പ്രോജക്ട് ഓഫീസർ മെന്റൽ ഹെൽത്തിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആളാണ്. സത്തൻ ഓസ്ട്രേലിയയിലാണ് ഉള്ളത്. അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു വലിയ പൊസിഷനാണ്. ഇവിടെയും അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു വലിയ പൊസിഷനിലായിരുന്നു. അവിടുന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു 489 വിസയിൽ ഓസ്ട്രേലിയയിൽ ലാൻഡ് ചെയ്തതാണ് ഗോഡ്സ്പീഡ് വഴി തന്നെ. പിന്നെ അദ്ദേഹം ഒത്തിരി ക്ലയൻസിനെ, ലൈക്ക് അദ്ദേഹം ഇവിടുന്ന് ഒരു ക്ലയന്റ് ആണെങ്കിൽ പോലും അദ്ദേഹം ഒത്തിരി ക്ലയൻസിനെ ഗോഡ്സ്പീഡിന്റെ തന്നെ വലിയ രീതിയിൽ അസിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് വിത്തൗട്ട് സിംഗിൾ പെനി ടേക്കിംഗ്. ദാറ്റ്സ് വാട്ട് പറയേണ്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് അദ്ദേഹം ഞങ്ങളുടെ വഴി മൈഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. അദ്ദേഹം പേയ്മെന്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് മൈഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്തത്, റൈറ്റ്? അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് കൊടുക്കേണ്ട റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി മാത്രമേ ശരിക്കും ഗോഡ്സ്പീഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളൂ. അതെന്റെ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി അല്ലെ ഗോഡ്സ്പീഡിന്റെ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി ആയിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ അദ്ദേഹം അങ്ങനെയല്ല തിരിച്ചു തന്നത്. അവിടെ ചെന്നതിന് ശേഷം ഓസ്ട്രേലിയയിൽ എത്തിയ ഓരോ ക്ലയൻസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടും അദ്ദേഹം ബാക്ക് എൻഡിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തു. അതും വളരെ ജെന്യുവൻ ആയിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹം പല ക്ലയൻസിനെയും ഗവൺമെന്റ് സർവീസിൽ എത്തിക്കാൻ വരെ അദ്ദേഹം ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്തു. അങ്ങനെയാണ് അദ്ദേഹം പോസ്റ്റ് അറൈവൽ സർവീസ് ഹെഡായിട്ട് ഗോഡ്സ്പീഡ് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഇപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം ഉണ്ട്. ആശിഷ്, വെൽക്കം.
ഓൾ റൈറ്റ്. ഗുഡ് ഈവനിങ് എവ്രി വൺ. നിങ്ങൾ വേൾഡിന്റെ പല ഭാഗത്തു നിന്നാണ് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. ഓസ്ട്രേലിയയിൽ ഇപ്പം 10:46 PM ആയി. സോ സോറി in case if there's a time difference and if I have to leave in between, that will only be because if it exceeds a late hour. Otherwise, I'm more than happy to join. And if Renu ma'am can permit, I can just quickly share my journey with Godspeed, which obviously this is the first time Godspeed team has invited me to come and just be a panelist. So thank you so much, Renu ma'am, for the trust. I'll be very frank with you guys. I heard about Godspeed in 2017. Nobody told me. I am born and brought up in Rajasthan. My parental roots are definitely from Kerala. Natal Pathandittana, janichu valarnella Rajasthan aanu. So my Malayalam won't be as good as yours. So sorry for that. In 2017, in the month of August, I just visited Kerala. So I was working for Ministry of Health back in India. I was looking after the urban health of one of the districts in Rajasthan. Been working for government for more than 10 years. I have the experience of working for Ministry of Health as well as for Indian Institute of Management, Udaipur. So when I was working for Ministry of Health, it was just accidental that I happened to meet a friend who came from Australia to India, and we were having a chat, and I never planned to migrate outside India. And what I'm saying is, I'm genuinely telling you, nothing fabricated. It's my true words. So we're just having a conversation, and all of a sudden it was like shared so many possibilities working in Australia. That was in June 2017, exact day, June 22nd, 2017, because before that, I never ever thought of even moving out of Rajasthan. I'll be very frank with you. And then it was like a big eye opener. My specialization, I have done Masters of Social Work. My specialization is psychiatric social work. So I was like, hey, I have a job in India. I have a decent work and everything is there. What I couldn't use was my skill set. The work life balance in India definitely was a big challenge for me. The dignity of labor in India was definitely at times questionable for me. And that interaction with that person, and I'll not lie, that person migrated along with his wife on a spouse visa. So his wife was a student, then later became a nurse in one of the hospital. Then this person, they had a marriage and he set up his business there like within 3 to 4 years after migrating to Australia. And I was meeting him after, I say, 3 or 4 years. And it was such a big eye opener that having that skill set, the only thing was there was nobody to tell me what exactly I had. And in the family, I had a cousin who was staying in US. So the first thing was when you hear that you have to migrate outside, the first thing would be you'd be trying to contact your relatives. And I also did the same. So the first thing that they told me was a big inspiration for me that uh, better don't try outside. It's very difficult. And that was the point. I decided no more relatives, nothing. Let me see if I can find anything. And this happened when I was in Kerala for my annual leave for 1 month. And that is when just I was Googling over there visa agencies and I saw Godspeed. So I have no contact with Godspeed so far, nothing else. But instead of searching just Godspeed immigration, I also searched, is there any reviews about Godspeed? Any negative reviews about Godspeed? And trust me, I had so many websites that I came across, but Godspeed was the only one which had so many positive reviews. And immediately I had a word with Renu ma'am. And because that time I was easily able to get to Renu ma'am directly, I never met Renu ma'am. And she is there on the call. And this is at a formal document. This is going live. So I can tell you, I never met Godspeed any of the team members after almost 8 or 9 months after I got my visa. That is the first time when I'm meeting Renu ma'am. It was just telephonic conversation. I had all the trust. I just placed all my documents with them and it was done. But what all did I do at the back end? So it was not just that I blindly just assigned Renu ma'am with my applications and I was sitting happily. No, it was not the case. First and foremost, you need to research what exactly is your profile. See, you would have an education, but that doesn't mean that when you plan to go somewhere else, you will get the same role. See, I was working as a project manager for government of Rajasthan in the health department. If I look parallelly in Australia, because I never dreamt of anywhere, because since the friend I met was from Australia, that thought of migrating to Australia was a big factor for me. And also, very frankly, I hate winters. So it is winters right now in Australia. So it's similar to the Indian winters, so I can still manage. So July, August are the peak winters in Australia when India would be enjoying the good seasons. When you look at your skill set, so when I migrated over here, so my timeline was 2017 August. I contacted Renu ma'am. We just had a lot of conversations. Then I did my IELTS. I did my skill assessment, and I think all the process somewhere we filed our EOI in March 2019, and on October 30th, 2019, I got my visa through Godspeed. And it was a wonderful process. See, why I'm saying is it is my journey. I can only share my journey. I never went to Godspeed office. Everything was a trust process online back in 2017. Imagine if they in 2017 can deliver that, they have grown over a period of years. That is what I have believed. And the acquaintance that I have maintained with Renu ma'am is one of the big proof of the person she is. Because not every person has the liberty to directly contact the director of an organization. And she has that genuinity and warmness with all the clients she come across. And that is one good thing. And Another good factor is she's always so positive, so positive. She's the person who would feel energy into your soul and make sure that your anxiety goes down. So Renu ma'am would definitely smile and laugh, and I'll tell her that when I used to contact her, I would like bombard her with questions. What is happening? I don't know what is going to happen. So she'd always say, just relax, sit. So this is a process. So trust the process, trust the Almighty, trust your skill set, and then just move ahead. Now, what is the real story once you land over here? It is totally different to what you can actually imagine. So initially, when you sit over there, you'll always think that, oh, once let me just go over there. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll just do this, I'll do that. But when you come over here, the first thing is cultural shock that you get. The big cultural shock when you migrate from India to Australia. And what is the cultural shock? So it could be possible that most of you who would you be attending, like I know there are more than hundreds who are attending this webinar today. I'm pretty sure some of you will be outside India who has the experience of living abroad. I never had the experience of living abroad other than going for vacation. So for me, it was a total change. I'll not lie. I'll be very honest with you. Even for basic things, I had no prior knowledge. So once I went over there, the landlord where I was staying, he was kind enough to teach me from the basics. So it will be a big shock to you. Secondly, whenever you migrate to any country, always remember there is a phrase in Hindi, Jaisa Des, Vaisa Bhes. The way, the live in the same way the country actually requires you to. Jaisa Des, Vaisa Bhes. So when you come to Australia, it will be very difficult to you. Let me tell you, I still can't adjust to that. My family is here. They have still adjusted as Australian into the Australian culture, but अपना दिल फिर भी है थोड़ा हिंदुस्तानी. That is the same concept. When you travel over here, you have to keep certain things in mind. From the post landing point of view, now this is where things start to get serious, and I think you should uh, think on this seriously. There is a period when you get your visa, and there is a period when you plan your travel. That period is very important. People always think that let me go over there and then I will figure out everything. No, your journey starts from the time you get your visa, leave your anxiousness behind, start your research. So, what would you be doing? There are certain things that you should do. First of all, research the website of the government over there. So, if you're migrating to Canada or if you're migrating to the Australia, so government would have. So here the government are very welcoming. So when you see migrants, so they always have certain information booklets for the country which you will be migrating. So read that. Secondly, work on your language skills. Language is not just a medium of communication. It is the way that you express. So when we come out of India, so even if we are meeting, I just give you a simple example. You meet two people on the road in India. ഇപ്പൊ നാട്ടിൽ നമ്മൾ ഒരു വഴി കൂടെ നടന്നു പോവുകയാണെങ്കിൽ we will never say hi to a person just crossing you. But that is not the thing over here. Here, if you walk on the road, even if you don't know someone, and if you're crossing by, you say, "Hi, man, good day. How are you?" And there is no need. You don't know someone. So the first time you come over here, people say hi, hello. You'll be like, ah, hi. So it'll be a shock to you. Why are people so welcoming? But that is how the culture is. So you need to accommodate with that. So you need to learn the basics of language, how to communicate your needs. Now, everyone sitting in India applying for a migration, the first question is job, 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 job. I would say instead of job, leave that for a later time. Research what are the occupations that are in high demand over there and how is my skill set aligning with that. Now, what are the tools with you? Without any cost, you have a site called LinkedIn. I don't know how many of you would be there. Is there any mechanism to see that how many people, like in the chat, just can you all just say, if you are there on LinkedIn, can you say yes? Can you just type a yes so that let's make it interactive? Yeah. You can raise your hands. That's perfectly fine. So if you have a LinkedIn profile, can I ask you guys, how many of you, wow, this is amazing. I can see wonderful hands coming up for LinkedIn. So you
Wonderful.
all,
So many.
So many, so many. So it's like the count is increasing. I'm really happy to see that. LinkedIn is one of a good tool. Now, why am I saying LinkedIn is a good tool? Definitely, LinkedIn is gradually turning into Facebook. Let's not go into that part. What can you gain out of LinkedIn? So, if if I if I have to tell you that I have worked on my LinkedIn for almost 6 to 8 months to give what I have it today. And literally, it was a big, big, big task. We all think that, okay, let me just update some details over there and it'll be perfectly fine. It is not like that. When you visit professional profiles of people who are heading big senior roles in Australia, that is where you identify, oh my God, my LinkedIn is nowhere closer, not even 100 kilometers closer to what these guys have. Work on your LinkedIn. Second, work on your resume. Now, this is something very common that you guys would have heard, and you'd think, oh my God, my resume, I'll just put it in ChatGPT, everything will be ready. Don't think that. Resume and cover letter. So, okay, all of you can remove that hand sign. I have another question for you. Yes. So now my question to you is, wherever you're working right now, how many of you had the opportunity to submit a cover letter and a resume and get a job? Be very true to yourself. Be very true to yourself. See, where does LinkedIn stand and where does the cover letter and yeah, because our countries don't need that. We more focus on competition exams, government exams, or hiring through different routes. But here, that is not the scenario. Here, jobs are mostly based on skills. Let me tell you, in my team, when I was applying for roles, people coming from India, we have bachelors, we have masters, we have MPhil, we have doctorate, everything. But when you come over here, you will see a person who is just class 12th passed, like the grade 12th over here, would be sitting much more higher than you would be there. Because it is not just the education that is valued over here, it is the skill set. How can you make your skill set show visible to the recruiter over there? I'll give you a simple formula. Cover letter and resume. This is something very technical. Let's not go into the technical stuff because you are sitting in India right now. You are just starting. You're just taking your first step out of your comfort zone that I want to go somewhere. So if I tell you, you guys would be in the same situation when I was in June 2017. I can relate to your journey because I, as my responsibility, if you have heard of something called as corporate social responsibility, because I come from the social sector, so there's a term called corporate social responsibility. There is another term, ISR, individual social responsibility. I was always inculcated with that because since I come from the social background, I always felt that the journey that I have come through, it should not go waste. The mistakes that I made, in case if it helps someone, that will save their time, that will save their errors, that will save their regrets. And in my personal capacity, I can't do much, but whenever I can, I have always tried to connect with people and help them, guide them, telling them what were the mistakes I did. I'm not perfect, but I know that there were certain mistakes, even after I got the guidances, which can be avoided in a future time. So when you work on cover letter, so imagine cover letter, you're going to a supermarket. So you're going in a supermarket, you look at a shelf, you are fond of chocolates. If I tell you guys, you are seeing a shelf of chocolates, what chocolate would you prefer the most? You're free to put in chat. What chocolate, say if there are 5 chocolates, what you haven't had any experience of having a chocolate before. If there are 5 chocolates, which chocolate would you be preferring? What will be the criteria to select the chocolate? You would always go on the wrapper. Before eating the chocolate, before tasting the chocolate, you would be convinced with the wrapper. Cover letter is that wrapper of the chocolate, and your resume, your CV is that chocolate itself. So, in order for a recruiter to select you, the first thing they look at is cover letter, and then they come on to the resume. when a job is applied over here, there are so many applicants, and it's very difficult for the recruiter to see. What they do, they just scroll, 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 scroll. Once they hit their eyes, oh, this looks like a format that is acceptable to their company. Then they come onto that format and they see, oh, based on the role description, oh, this is applied. Oh, this guy has the relevant experience. They are shortlisted. So I would always say it's God's grace. I landed here in 2022. Since I was working for Ministry of Health in India, I was very adamant that I need to get into the public services here. And by God's grace, within 3 months of landing, I got into SA Health, which is the state health body over here. So what did I do for 3 months? I did not sit idle. I applied for jobs. Parallelly, I did gig jobs. That is Uber Eats. So here, the good part is every job is equally respected. Every job. There is no classification. What job you are doing, people don't judge you. So the first time when I was there, I applied for Uber Eats. I didn't tell my parents, nobody. I started working for Uber Eats, started delivering. After 1 week or 10 days, I told my parents that just for time pass, I have done Uber Eats. They were shocked. They were like, "You're doing the Swiggy job there." So it was like, for them, I can relate to that. But here, that is not the case. So what good did that gig job did to me? I learned driving. I learned the routes. I learned new places. So these are all experiences that you can have. I don't know if somebody else would suggest you that. I did this. I learned these ways. So I used to forget the ways. Oh, how did I come from here? But that would generate in my mind, oh, this is a new way that I can go. And that is how you explore the place. So whenever you land into a new place, don't stress yourself finding a job initially. The first 10, 15 days, enjoy the place. Because once you find a job, you will not be able to enjoy the place. Then you will just be making money to buy a ticket going back to India. That will be the whole process. So enjoy that place in the first few days with your family if you're going with your family. So in my case, I have a little daughter. She's 5 years old. When I migrated, she was just 2.5, 3 years old. So I did not have the guts to bring her with me. That was my story. I don't, everybody has a different choice. So I migrated alone myself. I found a place. So my wife was working for Bank of Baroda. She was the probationary officer there. So I didn't want it to disrupt her job. I already took the chance, and that itself was a big thing. So coming over here, that gray area, I knew nobody, but gradually you start making connections. And that is where different websites come into action. And also if you're from community. So I personally, what I did was I had nobody known when I came over here, but I had a church over here, the local church, which I went to. So I connected with them. So these people actually help. So you need to be you need to do your homework when you're sitting back in India. So you need to work on your resume. You need to work on your cover letter. Now it is very difficult. I know that it is very difficult. How much ever you sit and make a resume and cover letter over there, you will not be able to apply over here because there are certain things that you need to come over here, experience and see. Once you start doing that, what will happen when you start to apply? The immediate first thing that you will receive is rejection. And that rejection, you will feel that what is happening? I'm not able to do anything. What is happening? I'm not able to do anything. First rejection, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 10th, 20th. Till 20, after 20th, you will become very casual. Oh, it's rejection. You will start to understand where you are going wrong. So till 20th, you will be super confident. Oh my God, my resume is like this. I will just crack. I have so much of experiences. Always be sure Australians are afraid of seeing too much on your resume. I did this, I did that. I'll tell you simple example. And this is a real thing that happened. There was a interview that happened for a senior IT role. And there were different interview guys. There was one Indian who recently migrated to Australia. He was selected due to his skill set and he went into attend the interview. And during the interview panel, so here getting interview is a big thing. So first of all, getting your resume shortlisted is a big thing. Then getting interview is a big thing. Then clearing the interview is a big thing. So when that guy got into interview, so the to understand the what do you call the skill set, they ask the technical questions. Then to understand the behavioral aspect of the candidate, they ask certain other questions. So they ask a question: while working in a team, you're given a task that needs to be completed in certain period of time. So what would be your expectation and how would you be contributing? That guy went from India. He was working in Bangalore. He was working each day for more than 12 to 14 hours in India. That guy, just to impress the employer, said, give me any task. I will sit for 16 to 17 hours and I'll make sure that I complete that. That employer got frightened and the guy was rejected. What happened was, so here you have an option. Whenever you get rejections, if you are eligible, you can ask for feedback from your employer. So that employer gave a feedback. We have a company culture where we value work ethics and work-life balance. So your answer of working 16 to 17 hours gives us an impression that can disrupt the work-life balance of our employees. So that was, so imagine we are coming prepared, we are desperate to get a job, we'll do anything to get a job. Again, tell you, Jaisa Des, Vaisa Bhej. You need to meet people. You need to understand. So when you land over here, I'll definitely tell you, when you're preparing for your journey, plan where you want to stay. Try to find where you will the suburb where you want to stay, whichever country, whether you are in Canada, whether you are in Australia, wherever you want to go, please try to identify locations. Not every location would be safe. So see suburbs, which suburbs are good for you. Find all of that when you're working over here. Take the stress of job part only once you land over here. Meanwhile, what you can do is start working on the resume. Another most important tip that I want to give you is LinkedIn. Start to identify people on LinkedIn. One simple solution I'll give you all. In LinkedIn, there is a search box. In the search box, whatever is your role, say you are a HR manager, you want to connect with people from your HR community. So see, I am from Adelaide in Australia. Okay. What you do is HR manager, comma, Adelaide. Just type that. You will see list of people in your profession working in Adelaide. So even sitting in Australia, even sitting in India, or even sitting in UAE, or sitting in anywhere, you can directly connect to people of your occupation from that land. I'm not sure how many of you would have explored that option. So your profession, comma, the place that will list people in that, add them. When you add them, make sure you write a piece of introduction that, hi, I am so and so, planning to come down to Australia, just want to be in your network. So what happens is a person sitting in Australia receiving an invitation from an Indian won't think that he's a scammer. They would genuinely feel that you are wanting to connect with them. And that is how you connect. So that will be a good model to you. Once you're connected, never do the mistake of just leaving that connection. Just drop a message, hi. If they have connected with you, say, hi, thanks for adding me to your network. Just wanted to know more about how the sector works. People are more than happy to give the information, but it is on you how you can actually take that information. So people are very warm, people are very informal. So you need to understand that work culture once you land over here. I know in India, if we apply for a job, we get into a job, and then if we change a job within 1 year, people think, oh my God, you are there is some issue with this guy. But over here, what people do is people are career oriented. So after 1 year, 1.5 year, once they have gained the experience, they will always go vertically up. Obviously, if you go horizontally, that is in the same position that you are, if you're going, that somewhere gives you a idea that you may not be liking the team or you're not efficiently working. But here, people appreciate you go vertically up. So always use your skill set, learn your skill set. Every year, do some of the other courses. I do the courses after coming over here. For last 3 years, I have done courses every year. So what's the other benefit? When you do the courses, that gives you exemption in your income tax also. So all these are actually here government promote that skill set, growing your skill set, connect with recruiters. And in case once you land over here, please volunteer somewhere. So that is a new concept. I am not sure if you have heard or not. Volunteering is like you are going and working for an organization maybe one day a week or 2 day a week. That actually gives you a professional feel how actually work is done. So when I came over here, I joined an organization called Save the Children that had a store, and I got to work over there. So the manager over there was one of the references. So in the reference, when you apply for a job, they always want a local reference. So even if you give a Indian reference, they won't trust that. But if you give, even if you volunteer over here, they know the fact that you are a genuine applicant.
Go on.
Let's move on to Q&A, definitely. So thank you so much, Ashish. And okay, എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു കുറേ ആളുകളുടെ കൺസേൺസ് ആണ് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ക്ലിയർ ആയത്. എങ്ങനെ വാട്ട് ഹാപ്പനിങ് ഇൻ ഓസ്ട്രേലിയ, ദെൻ എന്താണ് അവിടുത്തെ ജോബ് മാർക്കറ്റ്? ഐ തിങ്ക് ഒരു റിയൽ ലൈഫ് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആണ് ഇവിടെ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുക. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു എല്ലാവരും ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആയിട്ട് കേട്ടുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നായിരുന്നു. സോ ഒരു ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് Q&A വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആണ്. ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസും കൂടെ നോട്ട് ചെയ്യുക. അപ്പൊ ഇതിലും കുറച്ചും കൂടെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡ് ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. യെസ്, ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി.
Clear indication. So I can see certain questions people are asking about different profile. So with the profile, you can certainly get the job, but always remember getting the job on the designation. Say for example, software engineer. So software engineer is a job code for which you are applying. But when you come over here, when you apply for job, you can even apply for a tester job. You can apply for another job in IT sector. It is not necessary that the occupation that you have applied while you're applying for visa is the only occupation that is workable. No. So just make that clear. So you can. So even if you put hundreds of questions that I'm in particular occupation, can I get a job? It's very difficult to answer because so I can see someone asking me, I am from the finance sector. Can I get a job? See, finance sector is so vast. I'll tell you very frankly, my wife was working for Bank of Baroda. It's a public sector bank in India for more than 5 years. When she came over here, she found out very difficult. Why? Because the working pattern is totally different from there. So you need to have an idea of which sector you're going to. So accounts, it's one of the hot sectors. Accountants are always in demand, always in demand. So finance sector, I'm not exactly sure what is your sector. So it will be wrong on my part to give you wrong information. But overall, let me tell you, these are the skill sets that are actually needed. So what all you want to do, if you have that necessary qualification and the relevant experience, just try to go with your skill assessment. And once you get the outcome, you can better know well. We can take any particular.
Yeah, static. So Vishnu, yeah, Vishnu, I'm 35 years, married, MCom qualified, 13 years experience in finance department, looking for Australia, whether we can seek job from India without PR visa.
No.
ഫസ്റ്റ് PR വേണം. പെർമനന്റ് റെസിഡൻസി ആദ്യം ഇപ്പോൾ ആശിഷ് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ സ്കിൽ അസസ്മെന്റ് ലൈസൻസ് ആണ് നമുക്ക് വേണ്ടത്. വൺസ് ലൈസൻസ് കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ അവിടുത്തെ സ്കില്ലുമായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ പ്രൊഫൈൽ മാച്ച് ചെയ്തു എന്നുള്ള കൺഫർമേഷൻ കിട്ടും. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് താങ്കളുടെ ഇന്ത്യൻ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ആൻഡ് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഇസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു ഓസ്ട്രേലിയൻ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്. ആ ലൈസൻസ് തന്നെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യണം എന്നില്ല. താങ്കൾക്ക് ഫിനാൻസിൽ വേറെ നോക്കാം, റോൾസ് നോക്കാം, ബട്ട് ടോട്ടലി ഡിപ്പെൻഡ്സ് അപ്പോൺ ദ എംപ്ലോയർ ആണ്. പക്ഷെ പെർമനന്റ് റെസിഡൻസി വിസ കിട്ടാണ്ട് 189, 190 ഓർ 491 ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു കാറ്റഗറി വിസ കിട്ടാണ്ട് താങ്കൾക്ക് ഓസ്ട്രേലിയയിൽ ജോലി കിട്ടില്ല. സോ ഫസ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് ലൈസൻസ് എടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ള പ്രോസസ്സാണ് ഓസ്ട്രേലിയൻ.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question, Atulya. I'm looking for Canada PR visa. My profession is optometry. Around 3 years of experience. Is this profession in the list and how's the chance?
ഓക്യുപേഷൻ എന്താ പറഞ്ഞത്?
Optometry.
How many years of experience?
3 years of experience and asking for Canada.
Yeah, Canada. എത്ര ഏജ് എന്തായിരുന്നു?
Age actually not mentioned. 3 years ആണ്. I think below 30 ആയിരിക്കും definitely.
30 ആയിരിക്കും. താങ്കൾ ബിലോ 30 ഏജ് ആണെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. താങ്കൾ മാരീഡ് ആണോ എന്ന് അറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ എന്തായാലും താങ്കളുടെ പ്രൊഫൈൽ കേട്ടിടത്തോളം നല്ല പ്രൊഫൈലാണ്. കാനഡയ്ക്ക് വലിയ ഡിമാൻഡ് ഉള്ള ഒരു സമയമാണ് ഹെൽത്ത് കെയർ പ്രൊഫഷണൽസ്, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റ്, ഫിസിയോതെറാപ്പിസ്റ്റ്, നഴ്സസ്, ഇവരെല്ലാം ഹൈലി ഡിമാൻഡഡ് ആണ്. താങ്കളുടെ ഓക്യുപേഷനും ഹൈലി. ഇത് സെക്കൻഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണോ റൈനി?
അതെ. അതുല്യ.
Atulya. Okay. Okay, Atulya. Okay, Atulya. 1 second. Okay. Questions ഒത്തിരി വന്നോണ്ട് 1 second.
642-നാണ് അതുല്യയുടെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ
Okay,
വന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്.
okay, fine. Okay. Optometry, around 3 years of experiences. താങ്കളുടെ പ്രൊഫൈല് ഹൈ ചാൻസ് ഉള്ള ഒരു സമയമാണ്. 29 ഏജ് 30 ബിലോ ആണെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. മാരീഡ് ആണോ എന്ന് അറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ താങ്കൾക്ക് കാനഡിയൻ മൈഗ്രേഷന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ട്രൈ ചെയ്യാവുന്നതാണ്. നല്ല പ്രൊഫൈലാണ്.
യെസ്, ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി നമുക്ക് ഒപ്റ്റോമെട്രിക്ക് ഒരു ഇൻവിറ്റേഷനും വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് റീസെന്റ്. ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി അതിന്റെ ഞാൻ
321 വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്.
അതെ അതെ അതെ
321 ലോ സ്കോറിലാണ് വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്.
ലോ സ്കോറിൽ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് ഹെൽത്ത് കെയർ ഒപ്റ്റോമെട്രി.
അതെ അതെ അതെ.
നെക്സ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കിഷോർ ആണ്. നെയിം കിഷോർ കെ, ഏജ് 28, 4 years of experience, സ്ട്രീം സിവിൽ എഞ്ചിനീയർ ആണ്, മാരിറ്റൽ സ്റ്റാറ്റസ് സിംഗിൾ ആണ്. Question 1. I need to know about the scope of my field, civil engineering in the scope in Australia, and what all qualifications should a candidate have to get placed in a good company there as soon as reaching there. I mean, how prepared should I be? The job roles will be different from here, so I need assistance in that currently.
Ashish, over to you this part. Could you please?
Yeah, so I'm just reading the question again. I need to know about the scope of my field, civil engineering in Australia. First part, what all qualifications should a candidate have to get placed in a good company as soon as reaching here? I mean, how prepared should I be? The roles will be different from here, so I need assistance. So there are two parts of your question, Kishore. I think the later part I have already answered briefly with what all mindset you need to have before you come over here. Talking about civil engineering, see, Australia has a very big potential with mining and other profiles. So I'm not exactly sure what your exact experience is, but civil engineering has got potentials. Always remember one thing, with this civil engineering and big projects, that will not be in core city area. If you go to a bit of regional areas, you have high chances of higher paying jobs over there. So what one mistake that people do when they come to profiles like civil engineering and similar profile, they always look into the main cities like Victoria, like Melbourne, like Sydney. അങ്ങനത്തെ സ്ഥലത്ത് initially when you land over there, try to see jobs in some regional areas which are closer to the city. You will have higher chances of landing into a job as well as getting a good package with the skill set that you have. Please work on the resume. Please work on the cover letters. Try to find jobs. I'm not sure whether you have got your visa or not. Right now, what you should be focusing is on getting the visa. Once you get the visa, start applying or start inquiring about what all profile are there. Connect with people on LinkedIn. That is the one big advice I'll give it to you. Connect with people from your profile or your work area on LinkedIn so that you start to see what are they doing. So that is one advice. And once you reach over here, I'm definitely sure we will be able to help you more closely in case we get that opportunity.
So moving to next question, Pooja. I'm 24 years, education, PharmD graduate, fresher. I'm planning to migrate Australia with PR initially. We need to clear OPRA, right? But I came to know that so many already cleared CAPS almost 2 years back, but they didn't get any invitation till now. Why is it so?
ഹായ് പൂജ, ഐ ഡോണ്ട് നോ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് അവർക്ക് ഇൻവിറ്റേഷൻ കിട്ടാത്തതെന്ന്. ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് 65 പോയിന്റ്സിലും ഇൻവിറ്റേഷൻ ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റിന് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. താങ്കൾ ക്യാപ്സ് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യുക, ലാംഗ്വേജ് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യുക, പിന്നെ നമുക്ക് ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ APC എക്സാംസും കാര്യങ്ങളും വെച്ചിട്ട് നമുക്ക് സ്കിൽ അസസ്മെന്റ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് ഇൻവിറ്റേഷൻ ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റിന് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റിന് ലോ സ്കോറിലും ഇൻവിറ്റേഷൻസ് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് എന്തെങ്കിലും കാരണവശാൽ അവർ എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ ഓഫ് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് പ്രോപ്പറായിട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവില്ല, എന്തെങ്കിലും എറർ ഉണ്ടാവണം. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് അവർക്ക് ഇൻവിറ്റേഷൻ കിട്ടാത്തത്.
ഇതിനകത്തൊരു പോയിന്റ് കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യാം. ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റ് ഇസ് വൺ ഓഫ് ദി ഹോട്ട് പ്രൊഫഷൻസ് ഓവർ ഹിയർ. സോ ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് ഇന്ത്യയിലുള്ള ഒരു ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റിന്റെ കൺസെപ്റ്റ് അല്ല ഇവിടെ ഉള്ളത്. ഇവിടെ ഒരു മരുന്ന് ഡിസ്പെൻസ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ ദ ഡോക്ടർ ഹാസ് ടു ആസ്ക് ദ ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റ്. സോ ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റ് ഇസ് സച്ച് എ റെസ്പോൺസിബിൾ പൊസിഷൻ ആൻഡ് ദർ ആർ സോ മെനി വേക്കൻസീസ്. ഐ എം പ്രിറ്റി ഷുവർ ഇഫ് യു ഡു ഇറ്റ് പ്രോപ്പർലി, ഡോണ്ട് റിലൈ ഓൺ websites that are കിട്ടിയില്ല, go on documentation. That is my advice.
ജർമ്മനി 75
അതെ
lakhs ആണ് ഇപ്പോൾ അവിടെ സ്കിൽ ഷോർട്ടേജ് നടക്കുന്നത്. 4 ലക്ഷം ആപ്ലിക്കൻസിനെയാണ് അവർക്ക് ഈ ഒരു 1 year to 2 year വേണ്ടത്, ലൈക്ക് 2025 to 2026 പറയുന്നത്. ആ ഒരു സിനാരിയോയിൽ ഹൈ ജോബ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ആണുള്ളത്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ജർമ്മനി നോക്കാവുന്നതുള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ സംസാരിച്ചതിൽ നമ്മൾ ഓസ്ട്രേലിയക്ക് എലിജിബിൾ അല്ല കാനഡയ്ക്ക് എലിജിബിൾ അല്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ എല്ലാവർക്കും ജർമ്മൻ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി കാർഡ് ട്രൈ ചെയ്യാവുന്നതാണ്. ഞാൻ
ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി
UK
അതെ അതെ
വിസ ഉണ്ട്, അതുപോലെ തന്നെയുള്ളതാണ് ജർമ്മൻ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി കാർഡ്. UK സ്കീം ആണെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ ഏജ് കുറവായിരിക്കണം. പക്ഷെ ജർമ്മനിക്ക് അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു കാര്യം വരുന്നില്ല. ജർമ്മനിക്ക് എലിജിബിൾ ആണ്, പെട്ടെന്ന് വിസ കിട്ടുകയും ചെയ്യും.
The next question, Midhulana from Malappuram. Work as an health inspector, Panchayat and Health Center. എനിക്ക് ജോബിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ടോ കാനഡയിൽ? That means she's asking that she's working as a health inspector in a local body in a health care center. She's asking that is there any opportunity to migrate to Canada? She have 2 years of experience.
Well, all the healthcare occupations, doesn't matter which Commonwealth country you go to, they're all regulated. So you have to have the license to practice in the profession there. I can talk about in Canada with authority. Any healthcare occupation, you are welcome. You are in demand. You are wanted. So go at it. Do it now. But
Yes.
there is a licensing red tape that any you go to United States, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UK, you have to have that license to practice the occupation there.
Yes, definitely. Next, Alexana. Hi, it's me, Alex. I'm 34 years working in Saudi for last 6 years experience. I have total experience of 30 years in sales and service engineering in welding field. My wife, age 29, completed BCA, 6 years experience in medical billing and completed advanced CPC course. We are looking for Canadian PR. If we receive PR in Canada, can we work in any location, only some particular location?
Any,
Yes, sir.
Any location, he said?
Yeah,
Any.
he's asking that means Canada PR. If he's getting any PR, that means he's asking that is it possible to work anywhere in Canada or any some particular location?
No.
Any
Live
location?
and work anywhere you please.
Sorry, sir.
Live and work anywhere you please.
Yeah.
As a permanent resident, you're like a citizen, right?
As a permanent resident, you can work anywhere in Canada where you get a job. That's what sir said. And
Yeah.
you are 34
Yeah.
years, last 6 years of experience is a good profile, and age is going up. That's the concern. But wife is 29 only, BC and 6 years of experience, Anna. That's a very good profile. So you can apply for a permanent residency at the earliest and move forward. And then wherever you are comfortable, you can go and work.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question, Kuku Philippana, 2 questions and do IT employees have opportunities in government sector? What's the retirement age in private sector? I don't know ഏത് country എന്ന ആള് പറയുന്നില്ല.
ഓസ്ട്രേലിയ ആയിരിക്കും. നമ്മൾ ഓസ്ട്രേലിയ ആണല്ലോ ജോബ് സംസാരിച്ചു.
അതെ.
ആശിഷ്, over to you. IT എന്താണ്?
Yeah, so
Whatever you say, Ashish, my answer is same from Canada.
yes. So for IT, yes, definitely. IT occupations are everywhere. Even government have the IT departments, IT occupations. I'll give you a simple example. I'm working in the health sector. We have a different branch called Digital Health SA, which is completely implementing all the IT initiative and everything. Second, retirement age, whether it be government or private, till the time you can pay your bill, you have to work. That is the major concept. The official retirement age of Australia is 67 years. In private, there is nothing called of retirement age. Till the time you want, you can work.
Anyway, thank you so much to everyone. ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴും പറയുന്ന പോലെ നിങ്ങളുടെ ട്രസ്റ്റ് ഇസ് സംതിങ് അവർ ഫ്യൂൽ. നമ്മൾ മുന്നോട്ട് നയിക്കുന്നത് നിങ്ങളുടെ ട്രസ്റ്റ് തന്നെയാണ്. ആ ഒരു ട്രസ്റ്റിനും സപ്പോർട്ടിനും താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്. ആൻഡ് ഇത്രയും ടൈം വെയിറ്റ് ഇപ്പോഴും സ്റ്റിൽ അറ്റൻഡീസ് ആർ ഹിയർ.
Q&A വരുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ again.
Q&A കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. യെസ്, ഐ ഹാവ് കംപ്ലീറ്റഡ്.
Completed ആണല്ലോ. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
take care, guys.
So,
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, and everyone. Good night. Bye.
16 years of excellence. GODSPEED, Migration and Study Abroad Experts.